For ETV News, I'm Harrison Thiede here in Middletown, Connecticut, where we're checking out some of the behind-the-scene action of the Nutmeg State Games. Let's go take a look. The Nutmeg State Games is the largest amateur multi-sport sporting event in Connecticut. It is an organization dedicated to providing an environment that initiates and encourages friendship between different ages, socioeconomic, and cultural groups through athletic competition and the Olympic spirit. We sat down to talk with Charlie Chatterton, a professor at Eastern Connecticut State University, to get his opinion on the games and internship opportunities.
I'm associate professor in the kinesiology and PE department, current chairperson, and my association with the Nutmeg State Games has been primarily as supervising some of our students in our program doing internships, and it's been a fabulous experience. And this has started when Patrick Fisher, who is the executive director, has come out to some of the different classes that I've taught. I've taught an intro to sport management class, I've taught an entrepreneur marketing sports class, and Patrick came out and shared all the different things and opportunities that the Nutmeg State Games offered. Students have had tremendous experiences, very hands-on, very action-oriented, organization, administration. We really get to see all different aspects of the operation, and it's been a very positive relationship, learning type of experience for our students. And I think very highly of Patrick and all the different and all his colleagues and the volunteers that make up the Nutmeg State Games, because what they do besides the benefits that they've opportunities and benefits that they've offered for our students is they do a lot of good for the community in terms of engaging residents from all over the state to be involved in a wide variety of sports, engaging in competition, but with sportsmanship at the paramount as well. This past summer, I also had the chance. My youngest daughter participated in the youth girls lacrosse tournament, and I was one of the assistant coaches. So I also had an opportunity firsthand to see what it was like. And we were out at New Britain Stadium in August. It was a one-day type tournament, but it was a very positive experience. And ironically, or not ironically, it was kind of neat. One of the volunteers was one of our Eastern students. So it was a real nice day. And I know my daughter, as well as her teammates, all had a very positive experience. And I think that's what the Nutmeg State Games is about engaging in friendly competition. You have a wide variety of not just Olympic type sports, but a variety of sports across the board that enable kids and not just kids, but across the lifespan to participate in friendly competition. And I think it's a real nice way to for people to be involved.
The Games will be celebrating its 28th anniversary through the common bond of amateur sport and Olympic spirit. The Games this year will see more than 7,000 athletes aged 6 to 18 years old compete in 22 different sport competitions.
There you go, Jenna. Way to go. Come on, Caroline. Stay out of Caroline. Stay out of George. Caroline. There you go, George.
Good work.
The person responsible for the Games and the founder, Bill Modano, currently works part-time for the organization. We sat down with the former executive to hear how this has come full circle.
My name is Bill Modano. I work for the Connecticut Sports Management Group, and I am basically a coordinator of special events and the retired executive director. In 1986, the basketball coach at Trinity College, Dan Doyle, asked me to run a pilot program in Connecticut for amateur athletes ages 8 to 18, which later became the Nutmeg State Games, which we did in '86. And I was a basketball coach and athletics director at the time at a local high school. And then 3 years later, in 1989, we offered the first full-blown Nutmeg State Games. See, we had to form a board of directors. We had to form a nonprofit. We had to get sanctioned by the National Congress of State Games, which was in Colorado Springs, Arizona at the time. And we had to get funding, which was critical. It's an amateur athletic event that really, for the young people in the state of Connecticut, is a must-attend event. I retired about 3 or 4 years ago, and Pat Fisher took over, which was a great grab for us because he had been with us for about 12 or 13 years as an intern and volunteer, then as a hire, as our second assistant, then he became our first assistant, then he became executive director. And when he was on board full time, I thought maybe it was time to retire, which I did about 3 or 4 years ago, as I mentioned. And now I just come in 3 days a week and I work on special events with him. Well, first of all, he had been with us a long time. He knew the operation inside and out. Second of all, his work ethic is par excellence. I've never seen anybody work harder than him. And he's a bright guy. He's a personable person. He has charisma. So he had all of the things that I think you need to have to be the executive director of this organization.
Here at a local youth soccer field where amateur athletes will showcase their talents during the fall season. When that season finishes up, that's where the Nutmeg State Games come in. Multiple internship opportunities are available full-time or part-time. Selected interns have the opportunity to earn college credits as well as the necessary experience to compete for positions in the sports world. We sat down to talk to a former intern at the Games and current ECSU senior, Angus Dean.
My name is Angus Dean. I'm a former intern at the Nutmeg State Games in the Connecticut Sports Management Group. I'm a senior here at Eastern Connecticut State University, and I'm graduating in May. So I found the Nutmeg State Games internship actually through a presentation that was given to my class. Patrick Fisher and a former intern came to our class and gave us a presentation about everything that the internship entails and what kind of work experience you're going to get from the internship. And I was able to kind of run away with that and get some ideas and think that I was pretty interested in the program and in the internship. And I talked to Dr. Chatterton, talked to Patrick Fisher myself, and got on the ball. There was actually a lot that I was able to take away from the internship between professional work experience and working in a group and team setting. I was able to take away, really family atmosphere and there's only 4 full-time staff there, so it's a small organization, and us with our full-time staff and our part-time staff over the summer, we were really able to come together as a group and accomplish something special, and I feel like that's what I took away best from that part of the internship. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. There's a part-time internship program that they do over the summer that's available for younger college students, maybe sophomore, and maybe even if you're a junior or senior looking for something part-time. But there's also that full-time internship program that I was fortunate enough to be a part of, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody that's looking for any type of work in event management or any type of work in the world of sports, because you're gonna get that full-time job type of atmosphere that you're looking for, and that's gonna really help you down the road when you're looking for a job in the future. There was a lot of things I took away from working, not only just in the family atmosphere, but professional experience. I was able to take away from having a big leadership role, and when you're a full-time intern, there's a lot that gets put on your plate, and you gotta work long hours, and you gotta put in a lot of time. But at the end of the year, it's very rewarding when you as a group and you with the whole Nutmeg Games are able to put that to a closure and walk away from it knowing that you put on a great event, and you're real happy with yourself afterwards.
The Nutmeg State Games and its employees have worked hard to keep this organization strong and competitive. Employees and supportive donors have made this a yearly-long operation, with more events being added over the years, like their new holiday basketball tournament, hosted by Wesleyan University. After the former executive director decided to retire, he appointed a former intern, now full-timer, and Patrick Fisher to be his successor. Fisher, now the new executive director, has helped bring the Games to new heights. We had the pleasure to sit down and talk with the new man in charge.
My name is Patrick Fisher. I'm the Executive Director of the Connecticut Sports Management Group. I'm a graduate of Xavier High School. I then went on to Nichols College, where I studied sport management. I did my internship here at the Nutmeg State Games when I was a junior in college, and I was lucky enough to get hired right after I graduated and started in operations here at the Nutmeg State Games. The Nutmeg State Games is the largest multi-sport Olympic-style event in the state of Connecticut. We have 7,000 athletes between the ages of 6 and 18 competing in 21 different sports over about a 2.5-week span. So the Connecticut Sports Management Group is the title of our organization. Under that umbrella, we run the various events, the Nutmeg State Games, the Connecticut Masters Games, and all our other events like the football showcase. The Nutmeg Games belong to the National Congress of State Games. There's 32 or 33 states that have a state games program that's similar to what we do here in Connecticut. All the state games programs are a 501c not-for-profit corporation, and they're based on the Olympic model, where awards are given by age group, gold, silver, and bronze medals. You know, Mr. Madonna has been a lot of things in my life. He's been a boss, he's been a father figure, and most importantly, he's been a friend. He's done a tremendous amount to keep the Nutmeg Games and the Connecticut Sports Management going, and I'm honored to be able to carry the torch. When we first started, it was just the Nutmeg State Games. Over the years, we've added new events like the Connecticut Masters Games, the Connecticut High School Football Weightlifting Competition, the Northeast Football Showcase, the Nutmeg Basketball Coaches Clinic, and our Holiday Basketball Tournament. So our organization has really evolved. We've also hosted national events like 2003, we hosted the State Games America. We hosted a professional women's golf tournament for about 5 years, and then we also hosted Skate America. For us, where the gratification or satisfaction comes from is at the conclusion of an event, when you've worked really hard and the event has gone well. One thing that always sticks out to me is medal presentations. And I'll give you an example from our figure skating competition. We had a young group of 5 and 6 year old little kids, and I had to pick up a little girl because she couldn't get up on the award blocks. And then to lift her up and drape a medal on her and see the smile from ear to ear, I mean, that means the world to you when you're involved in something like that. We have 3 people here that are full-time and 1 person part-time. Everybody's got to wear a lot of different hats to make sure our events are successful. And one other important component is we have excellent interns that we get throughout the whole year, especially in the summer when we're running the majority of our events. But also we need volunteers to help our events. If you're looking for practical, hands-on experience in event or sport management, this is the place for you. Having been an intern here, it's what you get out of this is extremely valuable.
Down here at Veteran Memorial Stadium in New Britain, Connecticut, where the summer events will be taking place. If you're interested at all in participating in the Nutmeg State Games, as well as volunteering or interning, check out their website at nutmegstategames.org. For ETV News, I'm Harrison Thiede.